Dear students, welcome back to computer science class. In the last class we discussed the overview of the data structures. So today we will discuss the linear data structure and non-linear data structure. So first of all, data structure is nothing but the way of arranging the data in a memory. For example, whatever we have to feed the data into the system, so that can be how the data can be represented internally. So that is nothing but the data structure. So here linear and non-linear data structures are the types of non-primitive data structures. So primitive means which works on the machine level instructions. For example, int, float, char, double, etc. So non-primitive data structures are nothing but the which are derived from primitive data structure. For example, if I declare int of a means it is a primitive. Here int a of 10 means here it is a collection of elements. Here a can hold the 10 integer value, but basically it is derived from primitive data structure. Okay, so linear and non-linear data structures are nothing but the linear means again it is the same kind of elements. Non-linear means the elements are connected to several nodes. Okay, so now we have to study linear data structure. So here linear data structures are nothing but the homogeneous data elements. We already know that what is homogeneous. Obviously homogeneous data elements are nothing but the arrays. So with the help of linear data structures or we can perform some operations. The operations of linear data structures are, so first one is traversal. Second one insertion. Third one deletion. Fourth one searching. Fifth one sorting. Sixth one merge. So there are 6 operations we have to perform using the linear data structure. First one is traversal. Here traversal indicates accessing the elements at least once. For example, if I declare int a of 5, it means that 5 elements are stored: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So here traversing the elements means at least once we can visit the element. At least once it can access the elements, that is nothing but the traversal. Insertion is nothing but inserting an element into the data structure, that is nothing but the insertion. Here deletion means deleting the elements from the given data structure. Whatever the elements we can store, that can be deleted, that is nothing but the deletion. Next is searching. Here searching is nothing but finding the elements in a data structure. For example, 10, 20, 30, 50 are stored in the particular data structure or array. Searching means we can search the elements in a given set of elements. For example, if I want to search 30 means here 30 is compared with each position or each element, that is nothing but the searching. Sorting means arranging the elements in a proper order, either it may be in ascending order or either it may be in descending order, that is nothing but the sorting. Next is merging. Merging means combining the data structure. Here I can declare one array and another array, that is int b of 5. Here A array consists of some elements and B array consists of some elements. Merging means you can combine the data structure, combining the arrays and form a new data structure and form the new array, that is nothing but the merging. Here merging means combining the data structures. Combining the data structure elements. Here int a of 5, it is a one type of data structure. Here int b of 5, again it is a one type of data items or data elements present in the data structure. We can combine these two and form the new one. that is nothing but the merging. Okay, so there are 6 linear data structure operations. First one is traversal, second one is insertion, third one is deletion, fourth one is searching, sorting and merging. Okay, so it is important. Next is arrays. So in the last class we already discussed what is array and what are the types of arrays. I already said that array is nothing but it is the collection of homogeneous data elements. Homogeneous means a similar kind of data elements can be stored under a single name, that is nothing but the arrays. First one is one dimensional, two-dimensional, and third one is multi-dimensional arrays. So one dimensional means the elements can be accessed using one subscript or single index value. You can access the elements, that is nothing but the one dimensional. Two-dimensional means the elements can be accessed using two subscripts. So it is mainly used for solving the matrix operations. In the same way, multi means the elements can be accessed using more than two subscripts. That is nothing but the multi-dimensional arrays. And operations on the arrays is again same. So whatever the operations we have to perform using the linear data structure, the same operations can be performed using the arrays. Again traversing, again insertion, again deletion, again searching, again sorting, again merging. Because first of all, linear data structures are nothing but these are homogeneous data elements. Obviously it is related to array only. Okay, so both the answers are same here, linear data structure operation as well as array operations. Next is algorithm, searching an element. Algorithm for searching an element. Searching an element. So in the searching there are two techniques. So first one is linear search, second one is binary search. Second one is binary search. So if you want to search the elements in a given set of elements, so there are two options we have. First one is linear search and second one is a binary search. Here linear search means whatever we have to search the element, it can be searched from beginning to the end. And binary search means, for example, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. If I want to search the element, that is 40, with the help of linear search, if you want to search the element means here the element searching starts from the beginning to end. That is nothing but the linear search. And binary search means the searching starts from mid value. And one more thing is, if you want to perform the binary searching technique, the elements must be in sorted order compulsorily. That is the rule of binary search. First it will search the mid value. If it is true, the search is successful. Otherwise, if the searching element is less than the mid value, it will search at the left hand side. Left side of the mid value. If the searching element is greater than the mid value means it will search at the right side of the mid element. So this is the linear search and binary search. So now I have to write the algorithm for linear search. So it is important. So whatever the algorithms will come in the data structure, all the algorithms are important, and in this chapter we will get 14 marks. Linear search algorithm. Step 1, location is equal to -1. So initially I can take location is equal to -1. Step 2, for p is equal to 0 to n minus 1. if A of P is equal to element, one can write only one equal to, no problem, because this is the algorithms. Location is equal to P. Next, go to step 3. End of if, end of for. Here I can write step 3. If location is greater than or equal to 0, if location is greater than or equal to 0, it means that we have to print the location. Print location. Otherwise, else print element not found or search unsuccessful. Finally, step 4, exit or stop. Exit or stop. See here, so this is the algorithm for binary search, linear search. Okay, in the linear search, the elements may be in any order. There is no restriction for storing the elements. Either it may be the sorted or either it may be the unsorted. It will work for all the elements. See here, I will take the elements like 1, 3, 5, 2, 6, and I have to search the elements. Searching element is 3. Initially I have to take the location value as -1. Okay, -1 means the element is not present usually. P is equal to 0. So here P is a variable. So I can assign P is equal to 0, and this process will repeat up to the n minus of 1. N minus of 1. Okay. Yeah, here n number of elements are 5, 5 minus 1 is 4. So this process will repeat up to 0 to 4. That is 0 is less than 4, the condition is true. A of 0 is 1. 1 is equal to, searching element is 3. So 1 is equal to 3, condition is false. False means loop will continue. Automatically P become 1. So this is the algorithm. Algorithm means it is a step-by-step procedure to solve the problem. Okay, automatically when the condition become false, next P become 1. 1 is less than 4, again condition is true. So A of 1 is 3, 3 is equal to 3, condition is true. True means P is assigned to location. The present value of P is 1. 1 is stored in location. See here, initial value of location is -1. The present value of location is 1. After assigning, directly it will go to the step 3. See here, location 1 is greater than or equal to 0. True. Here it will print the location, or you can print the search is successful. Okay. Next I have to take 6. Sorry, 6 is also present. Next I can take 7. Now the algorithm will work for element not found or search unsuccessful. Okay. Again starts with location is equal to -1, P equal to 0. Again I have to take the same elements. 0 is less than or equal to 4, condition is true. A of 0 is 1, 1 equal to 3, false. Next P plus P1, P become 1, 1 is less than or equal to 4, again the condition is true. A of 1 is 3, 3 equal to 7, because the searching element is 7. First is 1 equal to 7, false. Next 3 equal to 7, again it is false. Next 5 is equal to 7, again it is false. 2 is equal to 7, finally 6 is equal to 7, and the I value P value become 5. 5 is less than or equal to 4, condition become false. False means directly it will come to the step 3. Here location is -1, because this condition does not satisfy. When this condition is satisfied, then only location value will be updated. But here 7 is not present in the element, means every time the condition become false. See here, location is -1 is greater than or equal to 0, false. Finally it will print element not found, or we have to write like element search unsuccessful. Okay, so this is the algorithm for linear search. Okay, so this is important for 3 marks. Next algorithm is searching the element using binary search. So binary search is very important for the examination. So maximum time for 5 marks they have to ask for the binary search. Binary search. Okay, I already said that the binary searching technique will search the element from the beginning, not from the beginning. It will search from the mid value. Linear search or sequential search means it will search the element from beginning to the end. But here binary search, it will not search the elements from the beginning. It will start from the mid value. First, mid value means first we have to find out the middle position. So that's why in the step 1, so set b is equal to 0, that is beginning is equal to 0, comma end is equal to n minus 1, comma location is equal to -1. So beginning value is 0, end value is n minus 1, location is equal to -1. Next is while b is less than or equal to e. You can compare beginning and end in the step 2. If it is true, you can find out mid. Mid is equal to b plus e divided by 2. b plus e divided by 2, and it must be the integer value. It must be integer value. Next, if element is equal to a of mid, location is equal to m, go to step 4. Else if element is less than a of mid, that is end is equal to m minus 1. Else beginning is equal to m plus 1. Here end of while. Next, step 3. If location is greater than or equal to 0, print location, else print element not found. Step 4, exit. So this is the algorithm, and this algorithm is very important for the examination. Okay, so now we have to take the elements 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. And I already said that in the binary searching technique, the elements must be in a sorted order. If the elements are unsorted, sometimes it may generate a wrong result to the user. Okay, so this is the algorithm. So initially I can set b is equal to 0, that is beginning value is 0 and end value is n minus 1. Here the number of elements are 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. It means b is equal to 0, e is equal to 4. While 0 is less than or equal to 4, condition is true. And now we have to search the element, that is searching element is 40. b plus e, here 0 plus 4 divided by 2 is 2. Suppose if it is odd number divided by 2 means it may generate the fractional result. Okay, but in the programming or in the algorithm you have to consider only the integer value, so that's why I have to write int b plus e. Suppose if it is 5 plus 2 means actually it is 5 by 2 is it's a 2.5, but here the result is 2 because it is converted to int. Here 0 plus 4 by 2 is 2, here mid value is 2. First it will search the mid value. Element is 40 equal to a of 2. A of 2 is 30. 40 is equal to 30. False. False means it will come to the LCM. Here searching element is 40 less than a of mid. A of mid is 30. 40 is less than 30. Again false. False means b is equal to m plus 1. Initially b value is 0. M plus 1 is 2 plus 1, that is b become 3 because the mid value is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So again loop will continue. The present value of b is 3. 3 is less than or equal to 4 and as it is. We cannot change the end value. When the if condition, here else if condition is satisfied, then only end value become updated. Okay, 3 is less than or equal to 4, condition is true. 3 plus 4, 7, 7 by 2 is 3.5, it is converted to int means m become 3. See here, searching element 40, 40 equal to a of 3, a of 3 is 40, 40 equal to 40, condition is true. True means 3 is stored in location, go to step 4. Go to step 3. Step 3, location value is 3. 3 is greater than or equal to 0. It means it will print the location. It means the element is present. Okay, and one more thing we have to remember, here else if and else is only for adjusting the value beginning and end. Every time the condition will be satisfied. If the element is present, means only this condition will be satisfied. After satisfying this condition, directly it will move to the step 3. Okay, so this is a very important algorithm and compulsory. So in the examination, so they will ask. Okay, in the next class we will discuss some more algorithms. Okay, thank you.